All right, stay tuned. Today we're doing a little interview to get to know Kevin Martin, who is our audio specialist here at Lifestyle Cycles. We're going to get to know him a little bit more and pick his brain about all the cool audio products we got here at Lifestyle Cycles. All right, Kevin, so we wanted to create a video to have our customers and our fans, our audience, kind of get to know you a little bit more, right?
Awesome.
And so, because there's a lot to know about you, man.
6'3" and I'm bald with a goatee. You know, break wind and you hit 4 people that look like me.
There's more to the surface than what you see here. There's a lot more. Kevin is extremely gifted in the aftermarket Harley-Davidson audio realm. He's been spending his career doing it. You know a little bit about other things Harley-Davidson as well.
Yeah, I've built bikes from the ground up. You know, back in the day, we actually had magazines.
That's right.
We'd build bikes and put them into magazines and promote our products and things like that. But, you know, magazines are a thing of the past. It's all the gram and
social media.
Yeah, social media.
You might recognize him and me from the ads that you get pushed to your phone. If you haven't seen any of those, now that you're watching this video, you probably will start seeing those. But yeah, Kevin, talk to me, man. What is in your bike? What system do you have in your bike? You got a, 2018 Road Glide?
Yeah, right now one of my bikes is a 2018 Road Glide Special. It's running all diamond with the diamond head unit. The MS Neos up front and rear. I actually cheated a little bit. I put a cut-in kit in the bags and went with our 6x9 to 8-inch adapters, dropped an 8-inch Neo mid-bass in there. Running the 3/4-inch shallow compression horns front and rear on the bike. Came out sounding really nice. It's what I like building rider systems. You know, I can hop on that bike with my chick and head to Laughlin and fill up all the saddlebags and not have to worry about amplifiers in there getting hot, loose wires rattling around, pulling loose, stuff like that.
So you do a bit of touring and you like the systems that they have now where it doesn't take up a lot of space in the bike and it still sounds really good. Now explain to our audience, you know, what is your passion around the aftermarket Harley-Davidson audio systems?
Well, for me, for years I've always been trying to up what I call the harness game. You know, you get into a lot of bikes, whether you're pulling the fairing off or you're pulling the seat off, and it's just a bunch of loose wires everywhere. It wasn't really thought out. Guys that, you know, they can hook it up, they've got some basics to it, but if you get a system done by, you know, us here at Lifestyle Cycles that I've been involved in, which I guess I'm involved in all of them, with our install team downstairs, I want somebody to, when they open that fairing up or take that seat off and I say, wow, who the hell did this? I want them to say, wow, who the hell did this?
Right.
I want it to look all factory. That's why I've been making my own line of stainless steel brackets for over 15 years now. I want to be able to bolt an amplifier in. I don't want to be using any duct tape, Velcro, you know, double back tape. That's not the right way to do audio. You know, we want our systems to be like they came from Harley, but just a whole bunch better.
Right. Yeah. So you got a nice system. You got the diamond system, the fronts, the rears, the head unit. You upgraded all that so that you could, listen to the news a little bit louder?
Well, NASCAR radio is my favorite.
Yeah.
No, I listen to a little bit of everything. Like me some Soundgarden, Moonshine Bandits. You know, generally when I'm riding, I just throw on country station on Apple Music.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's got a nice mix of everything. And although when I'm at a light and it's a chick singing in one of those country songs, you know, I want you back or whatever, I can't be turning that up and having it super loud at the intersection. I do turn it down once in a while, but the rest of the time I am kind of an asshole riding down the road. It's always pretty loud.
You always got it turned up. I mean, you got the system and you're having fun on your bike. You got to turn it up so you can hear it.
Yeah, I've even had people follow me into the parking lot, both either at shows or here at work, wanting to know what's in the bike. And we actually sell systems off me just riding down the road with my system turned up.
Well, not only does the head unit increase has the output to make the speaker sound good, but it's also got a bunch of technology built into it that helps with whether it's maps, it's music, it's Bluetooth, you know, it's Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Do you use all those functions while you ride?
Yeah, I mean, any of the radios that we're carrying now, whether it be the Diamond or whatever, you know, they've got great sound quality output, far better than the stock radio. You don't have to worry about the bad EQ curve that's in the stock radio, or once you get back into the 9813s, you know, you're using a CD player with an aux cord, which is 20-plus-year-old technology, and trying to put a nice system on it. You know, it really starts from the head unit. You know, clean signal from the head unit is going to give you clean into the amplifier, clean out of the amplifier. If you start with a dirty signal, no matter how much money you spend, it's not going to be playing to its full potential at the end of the line.
We get a bunch of customers that come in here, or even on social media, commenting on the videos that we're posting about aftermarket audio, and they're saying, even with like the GTS radio, the GPS on it is close to useless. They're putting people on the wrong street and they're going the wrong direction, and so having a Diamond or a Soundstream head unit with Apple CarPlay, with the Android Auto, people are just loving it. They can't get enough. Not to mention the sound quality.
Yeah, exactly. Because once you go into Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it actually mirrors anything from your phone. So whether you're using Google Maps or whether you're using Apple Maps, if you like using Waze, whatever platform for your maps, it's all right there from your phone that you're already used to working with anyways. It's just 7 or 8 inches of a screen on the front of your bike that you can see real easy at a quick glance instead of trying to look up at your small phone.
Right. Plus you get the EQ, right? 13 bands of EQ and if not more.
Yeah,
head units,
the Diamond not only has an EQ, but it's got 10 channels of full DSP.
Right.
It's got 4 channels on the deck power, and then it's got 6 channels on the RCAs. And unlike the other radios, the 6 channels of RCAs are full range. It isn't just front, rear, and sub. It's full range on all 6 channels. So, I've done it to where I'll take deck power and hook it to a set of compression horns, and I can eliminate the passive crossovers that rob power, and then I can really tune that in with the DMRTA and get a good sound out of it without having to put any.
So explain that to the audience, right? The tuning of the system. Why is it important, and kind of how does it work?
Well, the tuning of the system with a DSP is much like if you think about your car and you do a bunch of motor work, you throw a cam and some better heads on it, and a bigger carburetor, or tweak with your fuel injection a little bit, it'll run, but it's not going to run right unless you dyno tune it. So the motor guy is going to put those rear wheels on a dyno, spin them up, and he's going to be able to analyze with a sniffer in the pipe of what that motor's doing. Similar to what we do with the audio systems with the DSP. I'm going to use the DMRTA, which is my favorite tool to use, with a computer microphone, a couple of laptops, and I can actually see the frequencies that's coming out of the speakers when I'm playing it, to where I can get in there and adjust the different bands of the EQ to make my EQ curve on my DSP or on my RTA be what I want them to be. And a lot of guys, they'll want more bass in their system, and what they don't realize is as soon as they start boosting any of their frequencies, whether it be your bass, treble, or whether you're talking about the EQ curve itself with low and high frequencies, you never want to boost anything. You actually want to take away what there's too much of.
Right.
And then once you've taken away what there's too much of, you'll find that your speaker has plenty of nice mid-bass to it.
Subwoofer frequencies through, a speaker or whatever.
Right, and that's done through the crossover. When a radio comes right out of the box, whether it be stock or even aftermarket, it's going to be playing full range. So on the aftermarket radios, we can actually tune out those frequencies to what the speaker wants to see, and you're not overdriving subwoofer frequencies to a 6.5 or a 6x9, making them distort at high volumes.
That way, when you're cranking it, it's not going to burn out your speaker.
Right, it's playing the sounds that the speaker wants to see. It's not getting the voice coil too hot and melting, and over a period of time, if you do that, you're just going to melt stuff.
So you've been flirting with the idea here at the shop of getting yourself a new Road Glide, one of the 23.5 CVOs, and if you were to do that, what would you be doing to it?
Well, first of all, I'm going to be building a whole bunch more tunes for our new A to B solution.
Yeah.
We've always got to give these bikes back that we're doing that are coming through the shop. I'm really focused on building our library of DSP tunes for all the different brands of different amplifiers, different speakers, all from each brand, and to where when you buy a package from us, I can preload that into your DSP, and it's just like if you came down here and spent a few $100s and had me tune the bike for you, it shows up right out of the box, already done.
Well, because there's a right way to put aftermarket audio in the new 23.5 with the Skyline infotainment system, and there's a wrong way.
Yeah, there's the A to B solution, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It gets rid of the need for having to retain that Rockford Fosgate amplifier that's, number one, taking up a whole bunch of space in those bikes. Number two, that display panel doesn't have any audio signal output. It's got what's called an A to B system that's just a digital sound output. It's just a digital output. So the Rockford Fosgate amplifiers decode that, and they turn that into an audio signal. So that's why everybody up until now has been leaving the amplifier in there and doing a high signal out into the amplifier, which gets you a lot of distortion and things like that. Our A to B solution actually allows us to just do the decoding in this very small box, and gives us a pure, clean, flat EQ curve right into the amplifier. Saves a ton of space, makes it a whole lot cleaner, and it really makes it sound impressive even before it gets DSP tuned. But once the tune's on it, it's absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Well, you heard it, guys. By listening to this video, you know that Kevin knows his stuff here at Lifestyle Cycles. Anything aftermarket audio, he's got it dialed. You spend most of the day on the phone with customers asking about, does this head unit fit in my bike? What's the best speaker system? What's the best amp? And you have solutions for everyone.
Well, yeah, and see, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring on all the different lines that we have, because all the different brands have multiple levels of sound quality, price range, what have you. It allows me to tailor a system to exactly what somebody needs. So a lot of the questions I'm answering is, what's best for my bike? So I'll start off with, obviously first, what's the year and model? Right. Then I'll go into, do you have a budget around this? What's your overall expectation? Do you want to just spend a little bit of money and get into something that's a lot better than stock? Or do you want to go sky's the limit and you want to be able to impress everybody everywhere you roll? And we can take care of everyone with all the different lines of brands that we carry.
Well, whether you got, a 1998 Street Glide or you got yourself a 23.5 CVO with the Skyline infotainment system, we've got a solution for you. So if you're looking to put some bitchin' aftermarket audio to really have your bike be impressive while you ride, impress yourself, impress your buddies, you've got to check out the Lifestyle Cycles online megastore. You got any questions, Kevin's here to answer any of the questions you may have, get a perfect solution for your bike. So check out the Lifestyle Cycles online megastore. As always, you get 5% in megabucks, which can be used for future purchases, and free shipping on orders over $50.
Give me a call.
Whoa, wait! Don't go anywhere until you like and subscribe to make sure you get notified every time we post our how-to videos, our product reviews, and all of our amazing interviews with your favorite racers and industry icons. I'll see you guys next time.